Hello friends, I have a huge stack of various children's books to show you. So I've got all of these and all of these. So let's just go ahead and get started. This is a little Rand McNally elf book. It's Cinderella and it's in really good condition, which is why I'm including it in this sale. Then we have a couple of golden books that I decided to price individually because they're a little bit rarer. So this is Donald Duck's Toy Train. It's got a little bit of scribbling in it on the first page, but then other than that, it's clean. And then Disneyland Parade with Donald Duck. Have fun. Okay, then we have Danny and the Dinosaur, an I Can Read book. Everybody's read it. Everybody loves it. All right, we've got two real books, the real book about ships and the real book about magic. And then I'm selling these as a set of 3 when we were very young. Now we are 6, and Winnie the Pooh. Nice paperbacks in good condition. This one has a little bit of a mark right here on them, but everybody needs those in their library. And then we have this edition. It's a paperback when the first 4 years, so that's the last Little House book. And then I picked up this one, 3 Little Pigs. I have a soft spot. It's got a name in it right here for the 3 Little Pigs books because I think the cartoons are so funny. So me and Jack have both watched the cartoons lots of times, so I decided to pick that one up at an estate sale. And then this is the Wonders of Nature, a child's first book about our wonderful world. This is the big golden book edition. It had some scribbles in it that I did my best to erase, but you can still see evidence of them in some of the pages. Let's see. These are just so, Eloise Wilkin, is that her name? Is the one that illustrated these and this book. So it's just really beautiful. So you can see maybe a hint of the pencil markings that were there. So there's that. Then I found a Harry Potter #7 paperback. The higher the book number, the harder they are to find in paperback. And then I brought this home and realized that I had given away all my other paperbacks. So I thought, oh, look at me, I might complete a set. Come home and realize I don't have any paperbacks. So I'd like to give this to somebody who's looking to complete their paperback set. And then I'm gonna sell these How and Why books as a set. There's 10 of these, and we have Ecology, Dinosaurs. Lots of them have the name written in pen there, but they look nice and clean inside. Horses with a name, Indians with a name, dogs, name, planets, and interplanetary travel. Oceanography, the name is up here. Magnets and magnetism. Our Earth has the name on it. The microscope. Okay, so that's a set of 10. I love these books, they're really fun. Okay, I'm gonna set these aside and we're gonna move on to the big box I've got right here. Look at all these. Whoa. Okay, first up, Little House books. These are well read, which is a delight, but you can see the spines are crinkled, but I've got them all in here. It's the whole set. This is a beautiful book, New Testament stories. Beautifully illustrated, in very good condition. Very nice. This is from the 1930s, if I remember correctly. 1936. Okay. This is Treasury of Children's Literature. It's been taped at the spine here. But the illustrations in here are just fantastic. Such a fun book to flip through. And lots of great stories for your children. Then I have 2 paper doll books. This is Abraham Lincoln and his family. So there's the 3 gentlemen, and then mom and the youngest child, and then all their clothing. And then this is Old Fashioned Children. This is another paper doll book. So there's the boy and girl and all of their clothing. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that fun? And then this is a coloring book, Alphonse Mucha coloring book. Really pretty. Okay. Now let's see what we have here. This is Will Spring Be Early or Will Spring Be Late? This is a very shabby old library edition of this book, but I loved it because it's by the same author as Harold and the Purple Crayon. And then The Wee Scotch Piper. Sweet little book. Sandy himself will teach you to play. There's the piper. Okay. Alice Daglish, Happy School Year. I was super excited to find this book, but it had lots and lots of coloring inside. I did my best to erase it all, but lots of these were colored in. So to the best of my ability, I got rid of the coloring, but there's only so much you can do. But other than the coloring, this book is in very good condition. Okay. And it's a lovely book. The inscription date says 1933. And the first grade, the lost primer, the breakfast present, jack-o'-lantern yellow, the Thanksgiving dime, the gingerbread men, the twins learn to coast, the red coat, the bird's Christmas tree, the house the twins built, Mary's lamb, and on and on. Okay. And then I found this Everyman's Library edition of The Princess and the Goblin. These are always nice to find. They are so pretty. This one is inscribed from 1996. So it is vintage, but with a modern look. Here's another newer book that I got because I love the story. I Am Bunny by Richard Scarry. It's a board book edition in perfect condition. Okay, Andy Jackson, Boy Soldier. Then we have the Magic Hours Work Play School Book. This is from 1935. Friends in Feathers and Fur, The Tidy Lion, The Puzzled Robins, Bingo and the Angry Rooster, and The Cat and Susanna, The Rabbit, Schools of Long Ago, Make Believe, Everyday Things, Children in Other Lands, Folk Tales. Let's get a sense of the illustration style in this book. I love this one, so pretty. And there's the spine. And then this is another reader. This is Treasure Trails, Heights and Highways. It says 5th and 6th grade inside there. This is from 1930. Do You Fear the Wind? How a Cat Played Robinson Crusoe. The Brown Marsh Hawk. The Boyhood of Black Hawk. The Drum. The Kingdom of Little Care. The Little Post Boy Who Loves His Country. How to Train a Lion. There's some of the illustration. Look at that. So cute. Okay, so there's that one. And let's put that away. We've got a few more that you guys have seen before, but I've lowered the price on. The Wheel on the Bus. It's a former library book. Stephen Decatur, Gallant Boy with a Dust Jacket. Vilhjalmur Stephenson, Young Arctic Explorer. And Wilbur and Orville Wright, Young Flyers. It's a former library book. This book is super rare. The Creature Catalog, A Monster Watcher's Guide. This is by Michael Berenstain, who was the child of Stan and Jan Berenstain. This is from the 1980s, very hard to find. And it's just a book he put together of different types of monsters, illustrated monster book. Creatures of the Universe. Isn't that cool? What a fun find. I've never seen that before. This is How to Draw Costumes and Clothes. I put this in the children's section for those of you who have artistic children that could maybe benefit from this book on drawing clothes. And let's see what we have here. This is Tales from Grimm. This is a very nice old copy of Grimm's Fairy Tales. The only problem with it is that somebody took out this color plate, and this is the only color plate I found in the book. This is from the 1930s, and it's in really good condition. So if you're just looking for a nice copy of the fairy tales, this is a good one. And I like that the spine says Tales from Grimm. It's really pretty. And then we have this old edition of Little Bear's Friend. Looks like it was a former library book, so the pages have softened from wear and from reading over time. And there's a little bit of scribbling in the back there. And I'm selling these together. Now We Are Six, and When We Were Very Young. They're both green. This one is in much worse condition on the cover. See those spots and stuff, okay? But let's open it up and peek inside. Pretty good. This one I would expect to be even better. Yeah, this one is very clean. Okay, so I'm selling those two as a set. And then we have George Washington, Boy Leader. Okay, former library book. Got a few more here. These I'm selling together. They are The New Path to Reading. This is a pre-primer. And then Here and Now is a very early primer. So these are great for kids that are just starting to read. This is The Two Little Pilgrims' Progress. This is by Frances Hodgson Burnett, who wrote The Secret Garden. This is a beautiful old copy of her book of two siblings and their adventures. Very sweet, beautiful book. Look at that spine. Isn't that nice? Okay, let's get these three out. This is All of a Kind Family. I heard about this book on a podcast, and then I happened to find it at my library. This is a former library book. It's a paperback. This is a wonderful little children's book. So it's about a family in the very early 1900s, like 1904, 05, 06. And they are Jewish and they live in New York City. So your children can learn a little bit about Jewish holidays and things reading this book. It's very sweet. And then this book is called Captain January. It is a children's book about this salty old lighthouseman who finds this baby and raises the baby. And so this is the story of those two. I looked it up on Goodreads and it seems very sweet. This is another children's book, Captain Kidd's Cow. Here's the inside, nice and bright. Every once in a great while, along comes a book that takes all advanced readers by storm. Captain Kidd, Blackbeard, Long John Silver, Lafitte, Bloody Bart, and Patch-Eye Pew were the bold buccaneers who manned the abandoned old houseboat on the edge of Des Moines River. 1941. And then Little Women. Nice sturdy copy of this book. It has an inscription and somebody wrote their name in it. And this edition is from 1986. There's Joe's scribbling suit. Okay, just a few more to go, guys. Thank you for being patient with me. This is the Little Nature Library Garden Flowers. I believe this one is from 1926. Beautifully illustrated. And then 8 Fairy Tales by Waddy Piper. Some damage here. I've shown this one before, but I've reduced the price on this. Ugh, those illustrations are gorgeous. Look at that Cinderella, you guys. Look at her. So pretty. And then I have another Burgess book, bird book for children. This one has this going on and this, and I don't know what that is. But let's take a peek inside. It's got an inscription from 1945. There's the webbing showing just a wee bit and some spots. Otherwise, good condition. All right, guys, that's all. I hope you enjoyed looking through that and you found something you might want to grab in the sale tomorrow.